Hello and welcome to the South Florida Tech Podcast, a weekly show where we bring you the awesome, innovative people building our South Florida tech community. Each week, we'll introduce you to one of the Sunshine State's top tech leaders, learn more about who they are, what they do, and have some fun conversation along the way. Our podcast is, of course, presented by the Palm Beach Tech Association, a nonprofit dedicated to building South Florida into a tech hub. And I'm your host, Joe Russo, the president and CEO, joined by Joe from Wyncode Academy.
Hey guys, great to be here, CEO, co-founder of Wyncode, and really excited to be talking to a fellow technologist here. So you're all in for a great chat.
And shout out to our sponsors at Emerge America. Each year, global enterprises, disruptive technology, and elite startups are highlighted at Emerge's premier tech event connecting the Americas. It's held in Miami Beach and has really done a lot to unite our South Florida tech hub together. So shout out to the team over there. Look forward to getting back in person at some point and taking part in that amazing event. And really excited today to have a guest who I think deserves a lot of credit for helping build our tech community in a very unique way. Antonio Delgado is the Dean of Engineering, Technology, and Design at Miami-Dade College, where he's responsible for the planning, program development, and innovation around all of the curriculum that really impacts positively our tech community. Prior to starting his career, Antonio went to the Polytechnic Institute in Havana, Cuba, where he studied electronics and telecommunications engineering, and also went to the University of Westminster in London. Not only is he a very cultured and very educated fellow, but he's been a part of our South Florida tech ecosystem for a number of years, serves on the board of directors of Palm Beach Tech, and has a strong passion for youth empowerment and, of course, our local tech talent community. So, Antonio, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Joe and Joe, for inviting me to your podcast. This is really, I'm really happy to share with you, everything that is happening in Miami and the whole ecosystem that we're building for the present and the future.
Yeah, and I would love for you to just kind of kick us off. Tell us a little about yourself in the elevator speech on what you do at Miami-Dade College.
So as you said, I'm Cuban, and I did all my studies in Cuba. So totally different experience back there. And then I discovered the world of technology, 25 years old on my master's degree in London. And it fascinated me, how can I learn and give back to others? So came to Miami, of course, where pretty much all the Cubans are outside of Cuba, and really I saw for myself as an immigrant, how to find a job, how to, with a master's degree from a university in London, with my studies back in Cuba, as an immigrant, it's really hard to find a job. So I suffered that by myself, and I had a personal motivation to think about how can I change this? How can I help create future opportunities for immigrants that come? Like, this city is about immigrants. Our region has a lot of immigrants, especially from Latin America. So that's what motivated me to start at Miami-Dade College as just an instructor teaching technology. And from there, building up until now, I serve as the Dean of Engineering and Technology. So my passion is really just how to help talent get the opportunity to shine. And that's exactly, Miami-Dade College is a great place to put that passion to work. And through this conversation today, I'm happy to share, all the opportunities that have been built at Miami-Dade College in emerging technologies to allow our local community to get into high-paying jobs and to become part of this tech ecosystem that we're building in our region.
Sounds so awesome, and I mean, it's such a gift to be in education, to be sharing your craft through opportunities and access to education, because what better way to help immigrants than to give them a new skill set? So that's super awesome. One of those innovations in terms of skill sets that you guys are doing, which is really interesting, and I would love to hear more about, is the Cybersecurity Center of the Americas. I don't know if you can you share a little bit about, cybersecurity is all the rage. That's definitely a buzz term. Everyone's talking about it, but it's a real hard skill set and it's hugely in demand. So maybe if you could share a little bit about that center, what kind of students you're looking for, how can someone get on that cybersecurity track?
Great question, Joe. And as you said, cybersecurity is in high demand, and for every institution in education, it's how can you help fill that gap in talent that is needed nowadays. So that was one of my priorities as soon as I started at Miami-Dade College. And I realized that education in general in cybersecurity is very theoretical. It's about understanding how it works, but the real life, like the real job opportunities to demonstrate, you need to know how to do. You need to have these hands-on skills to really be able to stop an attack. And not just to say, I know how it works. It's not, you need to do it. You need to stop attacks. You need to demonstrate that you know how to do it. And that's what we thought about every program that we developed in cybersecurity at the college for the last 3 years. We thought about the hands-on component. And we realized that that's something like not to look how others are doing. It's like, how can we do it differently? So we partnered with an Israeli company that is training the army in Israel, where they take cybersecurity really seriously. And this is a software that they use to train their military. So we brought that software to Miami-Dade College to put it at the hands of our students to really learn how to stop attacks by being under attack. So you don't need to wait to get a job to be under attack to really know how to stop a cyber attack. And that's what we got at the Cybersecurity Center with this powerful tool called the Cyber Range. And we use it to train not only our students, because it's so powerful that we realize, yes, we're building curriculum around these skills, but this is actually useful for existing professionals. So we brought to life this tool here in our local community for all the existing professionals in cybersecurity, so they don't need to wait to be under attack to learn how to stop those attacks. And sometimes we talk about stopping an attack. It's not just to stop, it's to realize that you're under attack. That's number one. Then you need to stop it. But then third, how do you prevent attacks in the future? That's exactly the three main topics that we teach on this cybersecurity center with our cyber range. And it's, again, as I mentioned, open to not only Miami-Dade College students, but anyone from the community that want to learn from scratch about cybersecurity, or you're already on the field and you want to improve your skills. Those are the ones that can really benefit from this unique center that we have at the college.
Very cool. And to get more information on kind of application and stuff, it would just be going to Cybersecurity Center of the Americas website.
At Miami-Dade College, yes, you can just Google it and you will see the website with all the offerings. We have partnership, for example, with IBM to offer IBM training in cybersecurity at the Cybersecurity Center. We have training for industry certifications, which is what most the industry is looking for. People are certified, we help on that. But the key element is this cyber range training that no one else has. It's a unique product, and we're very proud to bring it to our local community at a very affordable price, just to get into the field of cybersecurity or to improve your skills if you're already working on that area.
Yeah, great.
So, Antonio, as Dean, you've also been able to establish some really amazing partnerships with some large-scale companies, some employers that would be able to hire your students, companies like Amazon, NextEra Energy, Oracle, and many others. But how have these partnerships really helped the institution, and with that, your students, who are, of course, reaping a lot of benefits from the programs that you've created there?
Great question, Joe. So basically, when I share my vision about creating educational programs for our talent to get into these fields, you really think about how do you create a program, and then Miami-Dade College has its own body of faculty, and they're amazing. And then you think, how can you empower this faculty to get into the emerging technologies, the top notch of what is happening in technology today, so our students can learn the skills? And the best way to do it is to partner with the same companies that create the technology. So that's how we have been able to partner with Amazon, with Microsoft, with Google, with Facebook, even with Tesla, to create programs with the companies creating the technology. So they, first of all, help us creating the program, defining the skills. They are the ones who know. So we work with them, we train faculty with those companies, and then we have a curriculum that is already ready for our students, with faculty that is already certified and trained to teach the students. Then once you get the students with these skills, it comes the exit point. You have students ready with unique skills in cloud computing, data analysis, or cybersecurity. You want those students to get a job, but to get a job locally. You don't want them to leave. You want to create an ecosystem that stays. And that's the importance of partnering with companies like NextEra Energy, the companies in the cruise line businesses, and any local company that is looking for talent, that's where we come as the local provider of talent in our community to make sure that our students get connected with internship, with job opportunities that help them get hands-on skills, not only what we provide in the college, but the real experience from our local companies, and from there to create a pipeline. So our local talent can stay local and increase and improve the whole tech ecosystem that we're building.
So definitely hear a theme of partnering and partnerships, which is always, strength in numbers is awesome to hear and see that you guys are doing that. I know that you guys also partnered with other universities to build and join the Public Interest Technology University Network, which I think for short is PIT. So can you tell what is that exactly? Let's educate everyone on that. What is it and what's interesting about that, and how is that working out?
So basically, public interest technology is a new term and that is coming out for the last couple of years. And as we know, technology is impacting every single area. And we create technologists. We prepare our students. We prepare the next generation of workforce that is going to be creating more technology. But then you start thinking about how, when you are preparing those students, are we really helping them understand the ethical component of what they're doing? Are they really understanding the impact that they will have in the future with the technology that they can create? And there are so many ways that technology impacts society that we got this core group with multiple foundations and with New America behind it as a nonprofit organization to say, how can we put together the leading universities and colleges in the nation to start developing concepts, ideas about what public interest technology is. And each person can have a different opinion and a different concept. What matters is that all these, we have Ivy Leagues on the Public Interest Technology Network and a few colleges where we're very proud, Miami-Dade College to be one of those, to really define and start creating curriculum and start embedding in our courses the idea of social impact, the idea of ethics in technology. And when you combine that into the curriculum and the programs of study of any technology career, you start getting a student that is more aware, that is more willing to really have an impact on the local community, to create software or to create products that really benefit people. And if they have something that might damage even one individual, said, you need to think about that one. What can you do better? How can you fix it so it doesn't affect anyone?
So Antonio, I think we've known each other for a little while. I know you enough to know that you're always looking outside the box to try and add value to the institution and your students. But what are some big things that you see on the horizon that you have in mind, or some things that you think would be like really amazing for Miami-Dade College to look to for some of the tech programs that you're working towards?
So definitely technology is changing too fast. And every time that you think about the future is like, it's pretty much impossible to predict how it's going to continue changing. For me, it's adaptability, that whatever technology comes out and workforce that is needed, especially in our local community, that Miami-Dade College is ready to react and developed the program and skills that are needed for our local ecosystem. So, and again, right now we have strong programs in cloud computing. So how to think about the box and creating those programs and getting the students with the right skills to get those jobs, and with the right partners to get to get the students with the skills and again the job. But it's also towards the future. How can you continue improving? And then when a companies have massive layouts, how to bring that company, said maybe you just need to reskill those people that you want to lay out. Now, looking at the future, we see artificial intelligence, for example, as one of those areas that is impacting every field and is gonna continue impacting our day-to-day life. So that's one of the areas that we're currently working with Microsoft, IBM, and we're creating a unique AI center just to make sure that we are able to meet the demand that is going to be coming. And for anyone losing their jobs in the near future because of AI, that more jobs are going to be created. You just need a new set of skills. And that's what, always thinking, and not necessarily outside of the box, but thinking and creating uh, programs and content. And even just sometimes it's just for business owners, how to work with AI, how to embed AI into your business. So it can really adapt and help and serve anyone in the community, not just the typical student. When we think about students, is to help anyone on how to be adaptable and responsible and responsive to any technology change that might come in the future.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I always think like, a lot of people who I feel like there's a sentiment of fear, like, oh, AI is taking over, automation's taking our jobs away. It's just a matter of giving them a new perspective, because just like you said, it just frees us up as humans to do higher level, more engaging, interesting roles instead of the automated roles. So and there are more jobs created in programming the automation. So that's great to hear, and really agree. And I think that's a message we have to keep saying, because even though we all live in the bubble of technology, I still meet people every day who are very much outside of the bubble of technology. So they're always like very interested to hear some of these perspectives. But switching gears kind of to you personally, I mean, you started out telling, you're originally from Cuba. You went to do your master's in London. In the green room before we went live, you were telling me that you moved to Panama for 3 years. So, you've definitely experienced a lot of different cultures and been all over the world and been educating yourself in those different areas too. So I'm wondering, how has that impacted you as an individual, as an educator? What did your time in all those different places, what was the impact on you for all of that? And what did you learn from that?
Well,
Was there any culture shock? Because I know the English are very particular. I would imagine Cuba and England to be very different, aside from being surrounded by water.
definitely. When I moved to London, it was a shock on how the world operates on the internet and technology impacting every day, every single thing that you do. And it was around the time that the iPhone or the smartphones were coming out. So technology was impacting everyone's life. And then Cuba it goes at a different space. That's another story. But for me, someone that has a passion for technology and to see how technology really impacts every day of our lives, and then not only that, but as you say, culture. London being such a cosmopolitan city, I realized that you start changing yourself. You start changing in terms of you become a citizen of the world, not just of one country. And then, as you said, I moved to different cities. I lived in DC for a while, Miami, Panama. I lived for 3 years, and always involved in technology and in so many different ways that it's like you learn uh, about being again a citizen of the world, how to learn and listen to other cultures and to other ways of thinking, and then great with that now I can call Miami a home, but I can bring that experience to also be more cosmopolitan, not just in the way that Miami is very cosmopolitan in terms of a lot of nationalities here, a lot of people from all over the world, a lot of Latin Americans. But sometimes those that come here come just from their country to create their country again here in Miami or in the US. And it's how to get them outside of just that bubble, to be more open to other people, other cultures, other ideas, and how to bring that by doing, by showing how to do it, by being an example, and always being open to learn new things, acknowledge other ideas, and help others achieve their goals. And again, as I said before, that's one of my passion. I help people with the opportunity to get to better job opportunities or better aspirations in their lives. So that sequence of moving around the world and coming now to Miami, it really helped me to get where I am right now. Miami-Dade College, a very cosmopolitan college, and to really help change lives of so many students that come from so many different backgrounds. So really happy with what I learned before to really help me achieve what I'm doing now.
That's awesome.
So, Antonio, what inspires you? Like, what gets you up in the morning? Like, you hit on that a little bit, but like in any given day, Like if you're getting up and you're going to work, what's that driver in you telling you?
So I started at Miami-Dade College, as I say before, as an instructor, and I realized that it's a very hard work. When you are teaching in a classroom, it's very hard. Like, shout out to all the teachers, professors, instructors, faculty out there, especially during the pandemic. So I realized what really motivated me was when I got my students certified in a particular technology certification, and then the student called me and said, "I got a job at Microsoft, Apple, or a local company. Many local companies that we have here in Miami, and that's what really filled me. Like, wow, great! I'm changing lives. That's what really motivates me when I see that I'm changing trajectories. People that really didn't see an opportunity, that were doing really very basic jobs when they have the talent and the potential to do more. And just through courses, training, education, I was able to change their lives. And then I became a dean where I had the opportunity not just for a small class of 30 students, but now with the college serve pretty much 100,000 students every year.
Mm.
And then just in technology and engineering, we have around 10,000 students every year. So now you see the impact that you're having on people's life. When we have a partnership with Tesla that gets the students out of the street, like you have a passion for automotive vehicles, especially electric vehicles, you come to this program in only 3 months, you get a job with Tesla. That's what really motivates me, that, bringing those type of partnership for our local community, that now our, your neighbor, your family member, anyone from the local community can get into a pathway to a high paying job. That's definitely like changing that life and getting them like we call it a ticket to the middle class. That's really, something that fills me in like, great, I'm having an impact and a very positive impact in our local community. So that's my day-to-day motivation to get up and say, I'm going to do my job.
So awesome, and totally great to hear that and see that happening, and is super inspiring. And I just think there's so much opportunity to do so much of that in Miami in particular, because I think there's the biggest gap here between people who are struggling and people who are extremely wealthy. So it's a great place to be on that mission. So that's awesome to hear. So we love to round out every podcast with a little rapid fire to learn a little bit more about you and maybe get some insight and advice and tips for what to read or listen to. So with that said, I'll kick it off. And the first question I had was, what is the book on your nightstand currently? So what are you currently reading?
So I combine between historic novels, especially I love Ken Follett, and then books that really inspire me to do better and learn about race and learn about equity and learn about how can I really expand my knowledge into what I do on a daily basis.
And so sorry, what's the book you're reading right now?
Right now I'm on the latest novel from Ken Follett.
Okay, great.
I'm loving it.
Great, love it. What is your most productive time of day?
Mornings, uh, going really strong and focused, and being extremely productive in the mornings.
Love it. What time do you go to bed?
When my kids allow me, but usually 11, around 11 p.m. Yes.
Great. And what time do you wake up?
When my kids decide to wake me up, it could be from 6 a.m. to 7, even before that sometimes.
Yes, that is exact. That I have the same alarm in my house as well. What is your favorite podcast? What
This
do you
one.
enjoy listening to?
This is my favorite podcast to see what's happening, to meet more new leaders, and definitely follow you on the amazing job that you're doing here in our region.
We really appreciate that. That's awesome. And that's great to hear. What about, we talked a little bit about this, about what inspires you, but is there a motto or a quote or a mantra that you can sum that up into that that you continue to live by?
Yes, and it was the previous president of Miami-Dade College, Dr. Eduardo Padron. Since I met him, I've always heard him say, uh, talent is universal, opportunity is not. And that's what we do in the college, to create those opportunities for the talent that deserve it.
So well said.
Hey, and one last question here, Antonio, and that's more from an advice standpoint of if there's any students watching or listening, or there's anybody who is trying to build their career here in South Florida, what's one bit of advice you could have for those aspiring tech leaders?
I would say that Miami is changing as a city. Miami is a great place to live, and Miami probably was lacking the access into high-paying jobs. Yes, there were great jobs, but probably not enough. Now we're seeing a Miami that is transitioning, a Miami that is growing with a lot of businesses coming here, with existing businesses really, adapting technology, expanding, and for anyone that want to get into these amazing fields in emerging technologies, like there are opportunities. There are many opportunities to get there, and there are many affordable opportunities. So for the message is like, just inform yourself about all the opportunities that you have to get skills, to get better. If you are already working, either to get better at getting new skills, or if you want to transition into a new field, like all those opportunities are available. And we're living in a very difficult time at the same time with the pandemic, and many people lost their jobs. That's what Miami-Dade College is there for, to help people get back to work, to help people get the skills that they need to get into high-paying jobs. And and in Gene serving our local community, we're not going to stop. We actually get resources from the state, resources from private donors, sometimes to bring these programs even for free. And sometimes you have free programs and people don't know about it. So it's just to get to know more about all the opportunities that are available. Some of them are free and really ready, accessible for anyone. There is no limitation on age, on any type of restriction. It's an Miami-Dade College has an open door policy. So uh, I exhort anyone looking for new careers, new skills, to look at everything that we offer.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Antonio, and thank you to everything that you do in your team over there at Miami-Dade College. You are one of the premier academic institutions that we have the blessing to have here in South Florida, and you're adding to our tech talent, our tech industry every single time you graduate a new class of students. So thank you so much, and for being a part of our organization. For those who are listening in, if you want to learn more about what we do, you could go to palmbeachtech.org and get involved. You can join as a member. Also wanted to give a shout out to Wyncode, where Joanna Mikkola here is the co-founder of. If you're looking to build your career in a coding school, or you're looking for some different workshops that they have available, you can go to wyncode.co to learn more about what a coding boot camp is here in South Florida, and they were the first that really got started here a number of years ago. So thank you to Antonio, and thank you so much to Joe for being here, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.